Hi guys, it's me, Alexis, back here with you, another one. Yeah, I know my hair is messy, but today I've just haven't really been in the vibe, and I kind of need to post. I haven't posted in a week, probably two, I don't know, but leave a like, please subscribe, hit that post notification bell. I would really love that. So basically December 4th, so last Friday, I turned 14, and a week before that, I was watching one of my favorite YouTubers, Sam and Colby, and was it Sam? Yeah, it was Sam. He just turned 24 and he did 20 things I learned this year. So I'm going to be doing 13 things I learned this year. So shout out to Sam for giving me the inspiration for this video. Some of these may be like emotionally tight, and some of these just may be simple, because this whole year for everybody has been hard in some sort of way. And this year has been hard for me, and just like everybody else in this whole entire world. So some of these may be this lighting. Give me a second. So some of these may be, short, sweet, and then some of these may be long and emotional. So stay in and learn about 13 things I learned this year. So, first thing I've learned this year was you don't notice what you have until it's gone. Like Let Her Go by Passenger, you don't miss the sun. You don't miss the sun until it starts to snow. That's kind of how this year has been. I know I'm starting off emotional, but I had 3 sisters who lived with me. I actually had 4, but one's still with me. And this year, her and their mom moved out. And at the time, I didn't notice how much I loved them. Like, I would literally punch them in the face for them. But I didn't know how much I needed them. That kind of sounds selfish and rude. But you don't really notice how much you want somebody in your life until they're gone. And that is how this year's been. This started up in February. And I think about them every day now, which is December 8th. And it is hard. I literally cried to my dad because we went to my old house we used to live in with him, and I just started bawling. And it's just like hard, especially celebrating your birthday without them, and Christmas is coming soon, Christmas tree. It's hard not to be with them, and you miss the little things. Like, people be saying like, oh, your new sister, like, I love my new sister, but they say your new sister's better because she doesn't get in your stuff. And a little part of me misses it when they get in my stuff. Like my writing book, I actually have a page where they got in my stuff and wrote, "I love you, Lexi." If you don't know my name, Alexis, Lexi, or call me Choose Vlogging, but that is what they wrote, and I just started bawling. So that is the first thing I learned this year. You don't notice what you have until it is gone. The second thing I learned this year was, through thick and thin, you always have God. And I learned to when you really trust in the Lord, basically. While that stuff with my old stepmom was going on, I got on my hands and knees and prayed, and that prayer answered. I got on my hands and knees and prayed twice this year, because normally people get on their hands and knees and pray at church, but not much people get on their hands and knees. I will admit, I don't normally do that, get on my hands and knees and pray. Yeah, it sounds like a psychopath, but promise me, normal Christians do this. You know, you walk around basically talking to God. Normally I do that. I don't normally get on my hands and knees and pray, but I did that. And, you know, sometimes you need to get on your hands and knees and pray. And I learned that. And, you know, I try to do it. You know, sometimes I mostly talk to God just like normal. But that is number 2. And number 3, there is always, I used to read quotes, and one of the quotes I have remembered, I read quotes 3 years ago, and one of the quotes were, rainbows come after the darkest storms. So whatever you have bad going on, no matter how bad it is, or even a little bad, there's always something that comes in your life for it, and there's always a meaning to it that comes in. Like, even the littlest bad, like, I remember my first breakup, and not my first breakup, but my first boyfriend ever in 4th grade. I did not want to move out of town because of him, so we stayed into town, which led into the following things after, which leads me here to now, if that makes sense. 4th thing I learned this year was, mine just went blank. 4th thing I learned this year was trust in the Lord. He has always got your back, and He is here for you to fight the biggest battles or the smallest battles with you. And He has been with me through all of everything that is occurring in my life right now. A lot of things have happened. Big things, like, happened to other people, big things, and then small things with myself, you know. And He is always with you. Like, I was crying one night and just bawling, and I was praying, and I just have this over sense of, like, safeness, like, everything's going to be okay, and everything will be okay. 5th thing I learned this year was to learn how to ride a bike again. If you guys have not watched my video back in September, where it's like story time, I don't know what it was called, but I had brain surgery, and I was told I wasn't supposed to be able to walk. And in therapy, I, wanted to ride a bike. That was my goal. I had therapy through January to June, in that time loop. We never practiced riding a bike, but one day I just got on a bike and I started riding. And I actually got a bike for my birthday, and I've never really been good at riding an adult bike, but I got on that thing and I did it. And now the next thing I need to learn how to do is swim again, and I'm going to be doing the monkey bars. I couldn't do swimming earlier this year because I wasn't allowed to soak my head underwater until a year. So this summer I will be learning how to swim again. So yay. 6th thing I learned this year is everybody matters. Everybody is important. I knew that, but it didn't fully contrast in me until later on during this year. Everybody matters. You all have you're always meant to somebody in your heart, whether you know it or you don't. They may not admit it, but you're always meant for someone. You have a lot of meaning to them. So, get that in mind. 7th thing I learned this year is you can always help somebody, no matter if you think you can or you can't. You can always help somebody in any way, emotional, physical, any way you can. Always try to help somebody. If you think, no, I can't help someone, maybe in charity or offering at church, You know, you have just a single dollar bill and you're just like, this ain't gonna do much. It does a lot more than you think it does. So just always remember that. If you have that gut feeling, you know, get that $1 bill. Give it. You know, that's your heart feeling. Eighth thing I learned this year is from Sam. I watched one of the video. He said, this gets emotional for me. Why should you be loved? Like, what about you is a reason why you should be loved? And, you know, I came up with ideas. You know, I thought, I do this, I do that, you know, and you're probably doing that right now. And this is what he taught me. There should be no reason, like, there should be no one reason to be loved. Like, someone just loves one little section of you. That shouldn't be why they love you. They should love everything about you. There shouldn't just be one little portion. And, you know, because a lot of people, they act one way in front of someone, another way in front of another person. But really, you should always be that same person as you are when you look in the mirror. And you should be that one person. Not should be a whole bunch of different persons. That is my little add-on to it. But ninth thing I learned this year is sleep is important. It is important. It can cause effects to you in a lot of ways. Like when you don't sleep, you can get these terrible headaches and you get dizzy and all that stuff. So sleep is important. 8 hours is like the perfect amount of sleep. When you do not sleep and it catches up over time, you start sleeping for 12 hours and you miss half of your day, and all you are is all night. So 10th thing I learned this year is school is hard. I am in 8th grade and it is a butt to me. It is hard. It never really occurred to me how hard school was. It's probably because I'm on online school. I'm a virtual learner. But school is hard. Very hard. An 11th thing I learned this year was that friends don't always stay. You should accept the time with them as you have. Most of them will leave. I don't want to say all of them will, but a lot of your friends will leave one day. And I had all the friends I had at the beginning of this year did leave me, along with my siblings and all that stuff. So accept the time with them that you have and enjoy it, you know, even if it's the boringest things like studying together. You know, accept that time you have and enjoy that moment. 12th thing I learned this year is to never eat a jalapeno pepper again. That thing is very, very, very hot. Take the tip, guys. And last but not least, this year I have learned what I am going to do when I grow up. If you would have asked me about 10 months ago, what do I want to be when you grow up? I would have said, I want to be a physical therapist. I wanted to be that ever since 4th grade, once I watched the Fallout movie on Netflix. Fallout. But I learned that my real sensation is counseling. I talk to a lot of people who, you know, may need that stuff and help them about anything, like any type of thing they need help with. I help them with. And, you know, my dad asked me what type of counseling you're going to do, what type of college, how much do they get paid, and I've learned that I need to do, you know, the research. But I've learned I'm going to be a child or teenage counselor because I don't really help with relationships, really. My relationship status sucks, but that is something I am going to do. I am also going to be a YouTuber. No matter how many subscribers I have, I can probably have the same amount of subscribers as I have now. That's just always been a passion for me ever since I was a little girl, and I'm going to continue that. I'm as well going to be a writer and a church teacher and all those things. What you wish for, right? Oh, and a motivational speaker. All the things you want to be right now, why not you start? That's what my pastor taught me. I'm already starting my YouTube. I already help people with counseling. I'm actually writing a book for my pastor, and I do motivational speaking. Why not just start now? And I'm a church teacher. So why not you start now? Never give up. Stay safe, guys. Merry Christmas. That was the 13 things I learned this year. Can't wait for another video to come out with 14 things I learned next year. Merry Christmas. Bye, guys.